Hey, Kamara, what are you doing in my kitchen? Oh, hold on a sec. Someone's calling. I guess it's the universe. I think that this might be for you.
You're on a 3-5 losing streak. You're on your way up. You're closer to the Tony Ferguson streak than you are closer to being back in the title mix. Pretty soon, people that had you on that list of top welterweights, you're gonna be on that list full of forgotten welterweights.
Welcome to another UFC Spill Sesh. We've got a lot to talk about. Yeah, that was a tough phone call. My gosh. Belal. He's got so many one-liners, this guy. He's got all the zingers. If you haven't heard the interview yet, Belal Muhammad goes in on Kamaru Usman. I mean, he is really mad. I mean, he's mad about a lot of things. So Kamaru Usman sort of kind of called out Islam Makhachev and Belal Muhammad in conjunction for not wanting to fight each other, since Islam Makhachev, he wants to go all the way up to fight DDP or whoever, dear God, is in the middleweight championship seat at that time. And, he doesn't want to fight his friend. And Belal got very mad because Kamaru cited something similar in his own past, but he's just not happy with what Kamaru has been up to lately. And he said a lot of, very interesting choice words. Here are some of my favorites. This guy is just a podcaster now, not a fighter. That's a callback to another back in the day old reference. There's a new king, being him. And my favorite, Leon killed you, I made it look easy. So check out that video though for the whole Belal slam down. I mean, he goes on for a little bit on that. Love that. Okay. And speaking of Kamaru Usman, right? So he posted a little bit of a video, I believe on X or something, but I saw it on this article from Cage Side Seats. Never even heard of them, so hi, hello. Kamaru Usman could be the first UFC fighter to make the jump from the UFC to the WWE under that TKO umbrella, which both the WWE and UFC are partnered with. So honestly, I'm not a hater. I'm not a WWE fan, but I don't hate this. I think, do what you love, honestly. Do what you love. So whatever he decides to do, I support him. I'm a Kamaru Usman stan. Gave him a cute little bow. Okay. Okay. And so if you heard from the clip in the beginning, Belal calls out Kamaru Usman for getting on what he describes the Tony Ferguson streak, and I think many of us know what that is. Speaking of Tony Ferguson, though, he is jumping the UFC ship, but unfortunately, at least I would say unfortunately, he's signed with Global Fight League. I would prefer if he just stopped fighting. But again, do what you love, follow your dreams. It's hard. It can be difficult to watch sometimes. Tony Ferguson following his dreams, I guess. Okay. Talking about the same stuff. We're still on that 311, trickle out. DC, he thinks Dana White is a little too upset at Arman Tsarukyan and that Arman should get the next title fight despite his UFC 311 pullout. A lot of people are feeling like, it's kind of sketchy despite it being an injury, just a little sketchy, so they don't necessarily want to give Arman the next title shot because of, I don't know, sketchy. But Dana White in particular is upset at Arman. Like, it's like Dana, our boy Dana, he's the one particularly, it seems, who is like especially mad at Arman, and obviously he's the man in charge, so if he's mad at you, I don't think it's gonna go well. So looks like Arman might not be getting the title shot, and in my mind, I think there could be something in the future between him and Moicano, since they were supposed to fight, never did. That would, and I think it make a lot of sense in some ways, like let them fight it out, and then given, let's say Moicano mows down Arman, let's say maybe, right? Then maybe he would make sense to give him another title shot right after that, which sounds great to me, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about whether I feel like Arman should get the title shot because, injuries are legit, but I also feel a little sketched out. So let me know what you think. Should he get the title shot? And Moicano news. More in Moicano news. So if Moicano doesn't fight Arman, looks like he's got his sights on Paddy Pimblett. Could be a cool main event, I guess, in Brasilia. But I feel like Paddy doesn't deserve that, personally. As much as I would like to see Moicano shred him, as I feel he would. I just don't think little Pimster, I don't know. Just don't think Paddy Pimblett deserves that opportunity, especially after being so shady. And I don't know if you guys saw that video, Paddy Pimblett choking somebody out and the guy trying to tap, as you do, sportsmanship. Have you heard of it? And Paddy just ignores it and is like, no, I think I'll kill this man. And so people have to come in and pull him off. And that's just not my type of mixed martial arts, personally. Like I said, not very sportsman-like. So I would like to see Moicano, shred him up. Could be a great first-round destroyer, but at the same time, I don't want to give him that opportunity. Because, honestly, picture it in your head. Picture Paddy Pimblett fighting for the championship belt in the lightweight division. Can you? I don't think you can. I can't. I mean, yeah, Paddy versus Islam. Yeah, that's a competitive fight. In whose world? I don't know. Maybe yours. Let me know. Let me know. We're making our way to UFC 312, which that card is complicated. But what isn't complicated is the story between Sean Strickland and DDP. We're going for the rematch eventually, coming up. A few weeks, actually. And Sean Strickland made a very interesting statement that I find to be extremely, I don't know, he made a statement that makes me uncomfortable. It makes me worry for him, honestly. So he said to Drakus, let's make this a standing battle. I mean, here's the quote. Listen, Dutchman, I'm going to need you to be a beep man. Okay. No. Listen, Dutchman, I'm going to need you to be a fucking man, and I'm going to need you to stand up, not go on your knees, and we're going to need to fucking strike like men. That was on Full Violence, but DDP had a very cute response, and I feel like he got the better of that with his there are no pacts between lions and men. I mean, this is mixed martial arts, Sean. If you are listening right now, doubt it. This is mixed martial arts. As you know, as you're well aware, this isn't boxing. This isn't a Muay Thai fight. This isn't wrestling. This is MMA. So, just sounds like he's scared to me. I mean, it was a really close fight the first time around, so I don't know why he's so scared. I guess because in many people's minds, ultimately the thing that made the difference in that fight was DDP being able to mix it up. And mixing up with the takedowns and on, Sean just staying on the feet. So every time that Sean gets on the ground, he's not winning. And let's make a pact. Join a different promotion, girl. Just makes me worry for him. I know that Sean can compete at the highest level, but why are you saying things like this? You sound scared. You sound afraid. Okay. And my boy, Bobby. Okay, this story is actually kind of interesting to me, a little unfortunate. So I'm sure that many of you have seen the picture of Bobby's teeth after his fight with Hamza, where Hamza, just, you don't really need to see it. It's not a good, it's a yucky picture. But something more interestingly is I remember I saw that picture when it was after the fight and they're going back to the table and DC is there and has it on his phone and he's like this. He's like that, showing it to the camera, and I was like, oh God. And I didn't really think anything of it, why he even has that picture or, if it was meant to be shown. But if you check out Robert Whittaker's interview on the Ariel Helwani show, he was not happy about it. He's fine now because, he's a great sport. That's what I love about him is he moves on. He's emotional in a good way, not overly emotional. But he said it was a pretty scummy thing to do for DC to show the picture because not only did Robert not send it to DC, okay, already weird, but DC, took a picture, of Dana's phone, a picture of a phone. That's how you know you're sketch. That's how, teenage boys, take the nudes of their friends whose girls are sending them on Snapchat. They're here, let me get a pic of that over your phone. Don't do that. That's not that's very immature behavior. If I were DC, I would we're fine, but yeah, I agree. It was kind of a scummy thing to do. Just showing his actual medical emergency, mind you. So, he's okay though. Bobby's okay. Okay. I love this. I love Shara Bullet. I love Shara Bullet because I feel like people have a bias against his appearance. Like they see he has an eye that's a little different and they kind of like assume he's scary or something like that. But he's like not at all. He's a funny guy. He's pretty silly. I don't know. He just comes across as like a fun young man to me. And but when he tries to be scary, it's funny. So him and Michael Page, you know, they're gonna fight, gonna be a great matchup. Please find this post. Where so Michael Page says that Shara's gonna be bloodied up, you know, just classic trash talk, and Shara gets back on Instagram wielding a gun over a fake corpse. Yes, I will bleed, only in yours. So that's my guy. Love that. And I don't know why that's funny to me. I guess I feel like it's funny because he's not actually scary. Okay, we got some ladies talking trash now. Some two ladies who I think are both really dope. So Eileen Perez and Tracy Cortez, they've been scrapping. Not literally yet, but in the words. So you have that happen at the press conference where Eileen says some things about Tracy, and then they actually meet face to face in an elevator. In Spanish, translated to English, one of the things Tracy says as some of like the coaches and people are trying to intervene, Eileen's like not responding to Tracy as she's trying to talk to her. She's like, if she's such a woman, let her speak on her own. You're hiding. You're a fucking scoundrel. You're an effing scoundrel. I don't know if she's hiding, but I myself probably would not want to get into an altercation like outside of the ring or the octagon. Just like, let's just wait till we put the gloves on. That's why I was so mad, honestly, different though. When people were like mad at Jamal Hill for like not just street fighting Alex, like right there, whatever. Just whatever. So these girls have been chatting. Let's book it. Let's book this fight. Eileen is just so... One of the things she said before the altercation, I think that she wants to be me in terms of Tracy. Like, could you not? Just trying to start fights, girl. Okay. Corey Sandhagen. There's a lot of information about Corey Sandhagen in this book. Yeah, there is. Why? Because he's a legend. He's a legend for me. He's a legend for the world. I love Corey Sandhagen. Please check out his YouTube channel. Interesting watch. Interesting takes. He's pretty grounded. He's pretty fun. And he's making a case for himself. I'm not sure it's a case that I can co-sign on, but it's a case nonetheless. He wants to fight Merab. He feels like he has the style. One of the quotes he gave is that, you know, say whatever you want about my style. The thing that you have to say about it is I probably have the best footwork in the division. Arguable. Like, arguable as in, like, yeah, definitely. Like, you can definitely... I feel like that is not... Yeah, other people would come to that conclusion as well. I don't think he's just fanning himself up. He's a great striker. It's just, as we know, you can't, yeah. But I do think it's important to look back in the fight between Corey Sandhagen and Arman Nurmagomedov because Arman? Oh, no. Okay. It's important to look back at the fight between Corey and between Umar because even though Umar definitely won, it wasn't, I feel like, at dominant. Like, it was still a really competitive fight, and more so, I did feel like Corey was decent at snuffing the takedown attempts. Like, I was actually surprised. I was like, okay, Corey, I believe in it. Let me tell you this. I do not want to see Sean O'Malley and Merab do it again. I don't need to see that. All that was is just damage and abuse. I don't need to see it. And that's what Corey pointed out as well. Nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see it either. You can put my hand down for that. But do I want to see Corey Sandhagen versus Merab? Kinda. So let me know what you think. Okay. UFC making its way back to London. What's up? Jack Della Maddalena. What's up? Jack Della Maddalena. He's cool. Great. Got a really solid record. But the problem is that 4 surgeries and an ensuing infection. Ew. But he's coming back. And I think it's going to be really exciting. Really excited to see how he's recovered, honestly. Because it's been a while. I don't do. Actually, that song's way too sad. Last Last but not least, just a little small update on our boy Johnny Walker. He's got a bit of an injured rib, so wishing him a very speedy recovery. Hope that he gets better soon. Even though he can be a hit or miss sometimes, I always want to see people recovering from their injuries. So you heal those ribs up, boy. Okay, that's it. So stay tuned for more Spill Sesh adventures, all coming from this book. Maybe some more crazy phone calls, who knows? Or people who shouldn't be in my kitchen. Or maybe people who should be in my kitchen. I don't know. Oh, you know who should be in my kitchen? Volkanovski. Get him in my kitchen! Oh my god, if we could collab on a fucking sleigh bar, that is kitchen collab. Kitchen collab number 1 would be Volkanovski. Anyway, toodaloo. Let's see what's in here. Just kidding, there's nothing in here. Or is there? I don't know. Wanna look? Blank. Maybe we have to read between the lines a little.